This is the Alabama weather update for Wednesday morning, the 20th of August. I'm meteorologist James Spann. Might see a few strong storms around here this afternoon, and next week a really refreshing air mass change. A lot to talk about this morning, but let's begin with our Skycam network. Absolutely love the new Skycams. By the end of the year, we are hoping to have a Skycam in all 67 Alabama counties. This is a live look at Montgomery. Off in the distance, you can see the state capitol. This is looking back to the west from the Alabama Public Television Tower and the parking lot right by Patterson Field. The sky there is mostly fair. Let's go down south. How about a view from Point Clear down in the southern part of the state on the eastern shore of Mobile Bay? Looking awfully good. Love that shot. A field of cumulus clouds off in the distance. That is at the Grand Hotel. An amazing place. And let's go up north, up in the Tennessee Valley. This will be a look at our Skycam coming from Huntsville. That's looking back off to the west. Looks like an anti-crepuscular ray there. But things are awfully calm across Alabama this morning. But again, later today, we might see a few strong storms developing this afternoon in scattered locations. So this morning, things are quiet. We note Hurricane Erin well to the east, way off the Atlantic coast of the United States, and some convection off to the west, but nothing more than a few isolated showers this morning across the deep south. Most locations are dry. So here's a look at temperatures to start today. We're in the 70s. We're expecting highs up in the low and mid-90s today, not quite as hot as yesterday. Yesterday we had mostly mid and upper 90s. Temperatures come down about 4 or 5 degrees today. Here's what we're watching. Again, the chance of a few scattered strong storms this afternoon. Heat levels slowly falling in coming days, and a really refreshing air mass change next week with a dry continental air mass coming in here. That means humidity values lower. Nights will be cooler. So this is the severe weather outlook today. There is a low-end marginal risk of severe storms. That's level 1 out of level 5 over a fairly good part of the state. The area is in dark green on that map. And with the air becoming more unstable and during the peak of the daytime heating process, we might see a few storms with strong winds. Maybe a wet microburst in spots. And again, some spots will see no rain at all. Just keep in mind where the storms do form today, they could be fairly strong after 12 noon. In fact, we'll take a look at modeling. After 12 o'clock, you'll see those scattered storms forming in random places. And as always, we stress on a summer day, the radar not looking exactly like that, but something like that. Storms will be dropping southward today. That's this evening at 8 o'clock. And as the sun goes down, of course, we see the air becoming more stable and the storms start to fade away. And by tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock, we're dry. And pretty much the same thing tomorrow. Daytime heating process, showers and storms form. Modeling here suggesting it could be the better chance of showers and storms tomorrow down across the southern half of the state, but really anybody could see a shower. That's tomorrow evening at 8 o'clock. And again, we'll see a number of showers and storms around on Friday and Saturday. Not a washout, but a passing storm from time to time. Rain for the next 7 days for most of the state. Rain amounts around 1 inch, maybe a little higher for South Alabama, a bit lower for the northern half of the state. Let's discuss the tropics. Erin this morning with winds of 100 miles per hour, churning away in the Atlantic, far east of Florida. And again, this hurricane will stay east of the United States, but because the size of the hurricane, the wind radius is increasing, like we've talked about for days, this will cause huge waves and the risk of dangerous rip currents on the eastern seaboard and the island of Bermuda. This is splitting the difference here between the Outer Banks of North Carolina and Bermuda. And then by the weekend, this thing gets hung up in the mid-latitude westerlies, the jet stream, and it kicks out into the North Atlantic as a post-tropical system. And there is a wave behind Erin, but there's no worries here. The Hurricane Center giving this a 60% chance of developing, and if that happens to develop, it's going to go north into the open Atlantic. It will be no threat to land. There's another wave behind it. That might develop shortly, but for a short time, but upper air winds become harsh. The bottom line is here, we see no tropical trouble for the Gulf for the rest of August, and we'll take that. Here's a look at our 7-day forecast. Initially, we'll take a look at the forecast for the northern part of the state, and you can see the trend here. 93 today, 90 tomorrow and Friday, upper 80s for the weekend, and look at next week. Humidity values come down, nights cooler. I've got 62 there for Tuesday morning, but understand many of the cooler pockets will likely see lows in the 50s. Hey, we'll celebrate that. And, of course, between now and Sunday, we'll have showers and thunderstorms around on a daily basis, which means there could be a few showers and storms around for the high school football games Friday night. This is week 1 of high school football. South Alabama, same idea. We've got mid-90s today and tomorrow, but upper 80s by the weekend. And then next week, the high around 90, but the humidity value comes way down. And even South Alabama will likely see lows in the 60s by Tuesday and Wednesday morning of next week. That's the Alabama weather update on the Alabama Weather Network.